Hello, welcome gorgeous beings of light. This is Omara coming to you today with miracle number 18 in our 100 Miracles in 100 Days project, and a quickie effortless manifesting and awareness activation. So let us begin by just taking a big strong belly breath in, holding it for as long as it's comfortable, and then breathing out through the mouth with a bit of a sigh. Let's do this several times. When you feel your awareness is within, just return to breathing in through your nose and out through your nose, unless you're releasing, burping, yawning, sneezing, etc. And we are going to do a quickie awareness activation so we can incorporate that new element about the heart that we uncovered yesterday. And so if you missed yesterday's, please go back and have a listen to that. It will explain it more. So to begin with, we're just going to bring our awareness into our body, our physical being, and all of its gripes that you may have, sore knees, sore back, whatever. But also height, weight, shape, age. And just take your physical being and place it in another room, or toss it out the window like I do onto my veranda, and breathe. See if you can notice how much lighter you feel without all the stories about your hair color, eye color, the color of your skin, etc., etc. Just breathe. And bring your awareness now into your identity. All the things that identify you as you. Your name, address, phone number, date of birth, occupation, degrees, accolades, kids, cats, dogs, pets, family, car you drive, the house you live in, and just toss all of that identifies you as you out the window or in another room, and breathe. See if you can notice yourself lightening up even more. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. So you begin to integrate this lightening up of who you are into your 100 trillion cells and your 100 trillion telomeres. And now can you bring your awareness into all of your feelings, good and bad, all of your emotions, sadness, anxiety, disappointment, and then all of your opinions on things like climate change, war, homosexuality, racism, all of that stuff. Toss it all out the window or in another room as well, and breathe. And feel how light and gorgeous you feel without all those stories going on as well. Now we're going to take our awareness to our thoughts, our conscious mind, our unconscious mind, and our subconscious mind, and toss all that out the window or in another room as well. Breathe. Feel how gorgeous you feel with that. Now, if you remember in the very first big, full, effortless manifesting and awareness activation we did back in early December, I spoke about your thoughts being your biggie. But due to stuff that's unfolded over the last few days, it has come to my awareness that the biggie is this one. I want you now to bring your awareness into your heart. And every time you've been heartbroken or feel you had a broken heart, and all of the heartache that goes with that, and all of the walls that you have up around your heart, I want you to toss them out the window or in another room as well. And breathe. That's the biggie. Now, if that's too huge for you, just choose one of those things. Throw all the heartache out the window, or throw all the, times your heart's been broken out the window, or the heart wall. But my recommendation is get rid of it all at once if you can. It's just stuff. It's not who you are, and what's waiting for you underneath this, which you should be able to feel now, is your awareness, which is your pure God source, your divine I am presence, your supreme intelligence, universal oneness. And just breathe into that now. Let it fill every cell, every atom, every molecule of your being, all 100 trillion of them, activating your telomeres that connect you to all time and space, all dimensions of light, all universes, galaxies, planets, star systems, and just breathe. Breathe into the magnificence of who you truly are. And I just want to remind you that I will be training 10 to 20 people in how to become a powerful fifth dimension and beyond activator and healer in 2023. You can find out more about that in the original recording that we did, or you can just write to me through my website, www.elmaraseraphim.com/contact. You'll also find over 4 decades of testimonials there as well. Just breathe. And I'm going to continue. So yeah, that's something separate, but it's certainly, we are searching for people who just hear my voice and go, oh my God, I need to work with that lady. Training will not be cheap, but it'll probably be the best training you've ever had in your entire life. And it will run for 22 weeks or 33, depending on whether we certify. You will be a certified fifth dimensional activator and healer at the end of it. But we may go on and train a few people to lead how to get connected to the fifth dimension. So that's up in the air at the moment. We can't work out whether to do it as a continuation of that, or whether to do it as a 22-week program and then another 11-week program. So it'll either be a 22 or 33-week program, or a 22-week and then a separate 11-week. But that will all get sorted depending on the people that show up for the first 22 weeks. So just breathe. Some of you may have tingling going on in your hands and in your feet and in your brain, in your crown chakra. All of that's fine. Just breathe. Some of you who have stuff going on in your body, aches, pains, sore knees, sore hips, you may even find this gorgeous awareness energy, this pure God source that you are, beginning to heal that without you having to do a damn thing except breathe into the light of who you are. Breathe. And so we're just going to continue on with miracle number 18. We're going to call this Tilba miracle. So it does follow on from yesterday's miracle. Remember, he was screwing you nicely. If you didn't listen to that one, you might need to for this one to make sense. So after my landlord's son had been a bit of an ass, but was pointing me in a direction I couldn't make a decision about making, I had been doing a training program, a 19-week training program that started in February, and it had been so bloody cold in Melbourne in February, which is the height of summer. It was 3 degrees, and I had to be inside like 3 times. The program ran for 19 weeks, but it was 3 times a week. Plus I was doing one-on-ones for everybody that was in the program each week. So it was a big, big program for me. And I just, as it was coming up to finish, and we were coming into winter, obviously, when it was coming up to finish. And I just had this strongest feeling, it was like May or something, that I just really wanted to go somewhere and thaw out. I didn't want to go all the way up here to Queensland, which is the best place to thaw out in winter time. But I had asked Source to show me where to go. And this little place called Tilba on the south coast of New South Wales came up. I had a healer friend, Rosie, who had spoken about Tilba and all the magic that had happened at Gulliga Mountain, or Gulliga Mother Mountain. But just also, just by coincidence, a guy who had come to see me for one appointment like 10 years earlier sent me a invitation to attend his yoga retreat in Tilba. And I went, oh, there's a sign. So I look up all the places to go, and the one that jumps out at me is a place called Mountain View Farm. I write to them, and he says, no, I'm sorry, I don't have any bookings till July. We're fully booked, which wasn't the truth. They hadn't had a booking in years until I showed up. But anyway, it was just probably he was too busy to do anything about it. And so, and I looked at other places, and one of them that I was going to book, I just had a very bad dream about, so I decided not to do that. So I wrote back to, I was told by Source to write back to Mountain View Farm and ask them if they could please recommend somewhere else that I could go and take my little dog. I had Jack at the time. And as I went to end the email, I usually always took off my quantum teacher, spiritual healer, and spiritual life coach, or fifth dimensional healer and spiritual life coach, you know, awaken the magnificence of who you truly are, whatever all the stuff is at the bottom of my email. I usually remove that so the weirdos don't think that I'm too weird, is what I used to say. But I heard Spirit say, no, leave it there. I said, what? I went, no, leave it there. What? Leave it there. So I went, okay, you're the boss. I leave my signature on the bottom of my email and send it. 2 days later, I've heard nothing back. And I go, oh, well, I don't know what that was about. But on the Friday, so I'd set that like on a Sunday, Monday. On the Friday, I get a phone call from the owner of Mountain View Farm and saying, I'm really, really sorry. I missed your email. You'd left a message. We can have it ready by early July if that works for you. And it definitely works for me. Because it didn't matter to me when I went. I just wanted to get out of there. Maybe it was June the 20th or something. I can't remember. Anyway, whatever it was, I said yes, packed up my puppy dog and me. I take us, it's about a 10-hour drive. So I drive halfway, stay overnight. I don't know how it took me so long. I left at 11 in the halfway. And it took me, because it was June, July, it was dark. That's our winter time here. It was dark at 5 p.m. And I don't know how I took so long to get there, but I arrived just after dark. And I'm greeted by the owners, and they come out and just take my bags in, which was really lovely because I was buggered. And I go to sleep. And I wake up in the morning with a rooster crowing and rolling green hills and perfect stillness. And I hadn't obviously seen that when I arrived there at night time. And that was a dream, a reoccurring dream that I'd had going over and over and over again, like for a couple of years. And if you listen to yesterday's miracle, you'll see I was torn between staying with this beautiful old lady and leaving. And I kept having this vision, then I'd wake up in freezing cold Melbourne and so on and so on. So I actually sat on the veranda. It was 18 degrees there without a jumper or anything on, and just got a suntan and meditated for like 8 hours a day looking out over that beautiful Gulliga Mother. One of the things that happened before I left there was that I'd asked to rent the one-bedroom cottage, and he wrote back saying, oh, you're happy to stay in the 2-bedroom cottage because we're renovating the 1-bedroom cottage because our long-term tenant just moved out. Do 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 do. I go, oh my God, I think this is where we're going to be living. So, and I'd written back and asked about the water because I don't drink tap water and haven't done for years. And he goes, oh no, we're on. I've got a double filter system in and blah blah blah. And then when he says about their long-term tenant have moved out, I was like, oh my God, don't speak to him about it until at least Thursday. Don't speak to him about it for 4 days or I'll think you're nutty. But on the first day I arrived, we were talking about me moving to Tilba and renting that property, which was, by the way, the same rent as what my landlord's son wanted to put my rent up to. So it wasn't about the money, it was about the state of the property and that it wasn't worth what he was wanting to charge me. So take a big breath in for me. You're always guarded, you're always protected. They had just moved out, the other long-term tenant. And even when it's yours, it can't be missed. You know, like I had written to him and he wrote back going, dismissed me, saying no. And then when I wrote back, I think I wrote to him via his website, via their website, and he wrote back saying no. But then I had his email address and I wrote back to him. And Spirit was going, no, leave your stuff on. And that's because he was spiritual. And as soon as he saw that, he had his angel saying to him, you've got to get this lady down here. She'll show you how to work with the land. You've got to get this lady down here. She'll show you how to work with your property and with the land. And so that's how it came about. And I ended up going there for a 1 week's holiday, staying for 2 weeks holiday, and then going back to Melbourne and packing up and moving back to Tilba, which has a whole bunch of miracles in that. But I'm going to leave those miracles for tomorrow's story. So take a big breath in and breathe. There's always something perfect waiting for you. And when stuff starts to not flow, it's because it's time to move on. It's because your angels and guides are taking care of you. Breathe. Sometimes we get kind of stuck in the everydayness and we wouldn't move unless something changed. We just wouldn't move on because we get stuck in the everydayness of our lives. Just breathe for me, please. Just breathe. I'm just going to send you. It's gone on again a bit longer than planned. I'm sorry, everybody, but let's just let my friend the wind send you some love as well through my chimes. Just breathe all of that love and light and possibility into your own life. Raise your frequency up so that miracles, remember, miracles can happen in a split second. And if your life is not so hot, miracles can happen in a split second. And God, I need one now. Just repeat that over and over till you feel the frequency change within you. Breathe. Just breathe. Come back into the magnificence of who you truly are that's underneath all of the stuff we tell ourselves that we have to be and have to do in order to be loved. And it's simply not true. You're infinitely loved and adored right now. Okay, love, love, my deepest love and richest blessings to you.